So I do think it's kind of comical. It's comical and then it's not. How the very first episode basically turned into exactly what this series is. Like, not like this specific series, but this new playlist. It's trailer trashed RCs. Like, not the actual trailer trashed RC, but trailer trashed, like, series, man. How is it that the very first episode turned into trash, man? Like, sometimes, man, the stars align and stuff happens the way it's supposed to happen. So, if you haven't seen the episode, it's actually part 1. It's supposed to be converting this truck into a lightweight, faster ripper using upgrades directly from the manufacturer and kinda using other manufacturers as well, but going in that direction of using just that manufacturer first. And then the obviousness of if things survive, which right now the way it's going down, it almost seems like things aren't going to survive. But if things do survive, the eventuality of being able to put an actual hobby wing system in it, retaining the original servo, and then putting in a receiver from Radio Link that will hook everything up, get better range, and hopefully give me the options that I need or more want, trims and all that kind of stuff, all the little things that potentially a radio like this is going to give. Now this is a brand new it's a brand new radio from Rlaarlo. This is from Rlaarlo. That's why I was saying, like, the whole point was to use the parts directly from them to do like a build, like with them. And this is seemingly starting to rear its ugly head and show sometimes the reasons why you end up with problems with a manufacturer such as. Now I say manufacturer, are they really the manufacturer? I don't even know how to answer that, because like I've said before, until I can fly on a plane and go to China and Taiwan and Japan and wherever these RCs are made, the only thing that I can give you is the proof positiveness of what, you know, my hands, my mouth, my eyes, whatever, my ears can basically show you on a camera. And that is, you know, semi-unedited because I do chop out some of the ahs and ahms and, you know, stupidness, like some of my ramble, like not this ramble, but some of the ramblings that I do, you know, when I'm working on stuff. I cut some of that stuff out because nobody wants to hear that. Well, I shouldn't say nobody wants to hear it, because I gotta tell you, there are some true blue real subscribers of this channel that, like, you guys are awesome, man. I definitely, you know, I know that you do these all the time, and I definitely appreciate it. And that's kind of where I feel this community, or at least the community that's involved with the growth of this channel, is kind of where it's at, because it's literally, it's just a bunch of good people. So let's dive into this truck. We're actually going to look at the truck now. I'm not even going to waste my time looking at other parts. Well, actually, we are going to look at another part. We're going to look at these. We're going to look at those, because the upgraded axles that I got are not the same axles that are in the truck. There was supposed to be an upgraded axle, but they don't even fit the bearings in the hubs. See what I'm saying, man? It's like, Hopefully you'll laugh. All right, so let's see what's going on with this now. All right, I've definitely got to figure out, like, maybe like a clamp that clamps onto this table or something, so I can, you know, continue to do, like, have the camera, like, here. All right, so I said I wasn't going to get into these axles, but part number for this, look at this, it even says Crow Bowl on it. Front and rear dog bone. Now I see that looks like it says Rlaarlo replacement accessories, and then a Chinese thing. Looks like it's X0038SNZL, I think. Can I even really do the upgrades to this thing that I was planning on? See, these upgrades, this looks like it's these axles. And this is a Rlaarlo. And I know Amarillo and Crowbowl, I know they're like the same, but I think Rlaarlo and Crowbowl, I think they're the same. Like, lesser expensive Crowbowl, more expensive Rlaarlo. I believe these are the upgrades for this, but that's not what I'm upgrading. Ah, see, I'm getting all my upgrades and parts all confused, man. Alright, never mind. So what I'm saying? This is all the stuff that I can edit out, but I'm not gonna, because I want you to see. I want you to see the real and how things can get screwed up by not paying attention and being organized. Those are potentially upgrades, but they're still wrong. What do I mean by that? What do I mean by that? Let's show you again. Alright. So I kind of was right. This... oh my god, I don't even know. I don't even know what that is. This is the broken carbon fiber piece. These are all the broken axle pieces. So this is correct. So this is correct for that. Alright, never mind. Alright, but what I did want to show you... man. Makes you wonder, like, what could be possibly cross-platform? So this is this. Technically. See? But look at the difference. So we've got a pin style on this side, and we've got a keyed style on that side. And it does look like the wheel nuts. It looks like the nuts are bigger. Might be just the black. The black gives the appearance that it's bigger. If you don't laugh at that, that came out, that did come out of my mouth as I said it. You don't laugh at that, man. That was a good one. Because it's black, it's got the appearance of being bigger. Ah, whatever, man. It is funny. So supposedly this is the upgrade, but the problem is this is a pinned style. There's no hexes. Man. See, all these were basically snapping off the same exact way. All of these are scribes right now. I could turn these things into darts. I just gotta put flights on the end here. But these literally are mini darts. They all broke off all the same way. Alright, so this is going to be a little bit harder than I thought then. Because this is supposed to be the upgrade, but it's not right. This, I think... man, now I'm really getting screwed up here. I gotta check this now. Yeah, see, even this is different. Oh, man. This is a captured style. This is a ball. This must be a DRC bag. Makes you wonder, though. The arms. Can the arms be compatible? Could I turn it into a wide truck? Some things happen by mistake, and sometimes those things are good. Think about it. There's a lot of things in this world that happen by mistake. Like, I think rocket fuel is one of them. There's a lot of things that happen by mistake that turn out to be an actuality, and in an actuality that turns out to be a good one. So, never know, man. This, trials and errors. More errors than trial. Alright. I don't even know where I am here. Let's just dive into this 4x4 truck. See if this is even going to be stinking possible. Alright. The eventuality, or what may end up happening, is I may end up using that as a parts vehicle. Because the thought was to take this thing and basically just take off the parts off of here that I needed and just throw them on that. Which that literally might be the thing to do. Oh, I still got a battery in here? Oh, idiot. Well, I did say I do need to check out some stuff on this anyway. So let's just go ahead and start checking out these things. I did want to weigh the motor. I suspect that the motor is a massive weight saving. So we're going to go ahead and pop the motor out, pop out the ESC, take that stuff out, disconnect the little light here carefully. I did reroute this light through the middle here. They had it going through the side where the shock was initially, so. Is that a message? Got a text message or something. So I got a zip tie there. We're going to snip that. So, little 3-wire servo. We can go ahead and disconnect that. That is a real tiny servo. It's laid down in there. Pretty much, I think everything is exactly the same. So, little Phillips driver. Pop this thing out. Head away from my pots. So let's weigh up this ESC. Scale right here. So this ESC is coming in at 28 grams. So 28 grams for that is ESC. The ESC that I'm gonna be installing in this thing is the Rlaarlo one. So let's see what we're coming in here. 41.4. Now, just because I'm curious, how much does all of this weigh? I'm gonna weigh the entire thing as the whole unit, not cheat. 73.4. Okay. So like I said, we're still going ahead and we're going to go with this. 41.4. I'm going to go ahead and just pop out the motor here. So popping out the motor is going to be releasing the motor mount. So we do have to take off this top brace, I believe. Should have been a screw that fell out. Or maybe not. Okay. Oh, look at that. Got stuck to the motor. Why didn't you tell me? Guys just standing there, sitting there, watching me struggle here. So 2 screws here, 2 screws back here, and then we got a few screws up front. So those 2. These machine screws. Because that's going into the motor mount. Now, that kind of does that, but I did want to take off this entire brace because we are switching over. Because we're going brushless, we're going to get rid of that's in there. Show you what I'm talking about. Because we're going brushless, we are getting rid of the plastic gear. So this has a plastic spur gear. I'm getting rid of that. But surprisingly, that screw's not in good shape. Probably because it's a Phillips. Alright, get rid of the center brace thing here. That reveals my bent drive shaft. You can see how bad it is right there. So while it's aluminum and it's potentially better, alright, so now what am I doing? Why is that so loose? Oh. Wait a minute. Did I lose a screw underneath here? Yeah, I did. Ho ho ho. That was just being held together. The screw for the servo saver is gone. So, I'm gonna go ahead and search for those pieces. Should be right inside of here. I'm gonna search for those pieces. That bolt finally let go. It's the only reason why I'm stopping. A little bit of looking, I was actually able to find my pieces. The only one piece that I can't seem to find is the bolt. Oh, because it's still stuck in there. Is it? Wow, the little nut is gone. But you know what's funny is I did find a screw that has nothing to do with me. So that obviously wasn't Loctited into the standoff. Oh. That screw seems a little loose. Alright, well I'm going after the motor mount. And I believe the motor mount is these two screws here. Oh, look at that. That one was loose. This one was loose. Okay, the cover comes off. This should pop out of here. Or maybe not. Alright, that's right, because it's part of the gear. So, I do have to go ahead and remove this ball end and take off one shock. So I'm going to go ahead and take that shock off. Come in through the back here. And that top front screw is wanting to move. Slide that off. I believe these shocks are different, not in only look, like color. I think in size. I think these shocks are different. I could be wrong. It could be like maybe the tower is different. It's a metal tower, so we're gonna leave that in place. But we do have to go after a couple screws here. So there's one here. One there, one here, and same thing on the other side. And then there's two screws on the back. And this whole top should swing away. So there's one there, and then one on the opposite side. And then this whole top piece will swing right away. Now it would have been probably better if I took off the other link and stuff, but I'm just gonna go like that. So that looks sufficiently greased. So the question that I did have was, can I use, boy, those cups wearing out. Ooh, those cups have some wear on them. I've put a few packs through this thing, man, so maybe that's not that bad. But let's see. So I have to take the other case off too. So I'd have to take off the other case to go ahead and get after that. But we're pulling the motor out. So let's just pull this motor out of here. Rotate it and then slide. Because it's got that little block. See that little block piece? I don't want to lose that. That was like this. Think. Yeah, like that. So what I did want to do is I wanted to weigh this as a whole unit. Oh, check it out. So this is that. All right. Ah, losing screws. Crap. So what I meant by saying this is that was this motor mount right here was the difference between brushed and brushless. So that is the difference. Okay. So let's weigh this as a whole and this as a whole. And I'll even go ahead and throw a heatsink on there. Now see, I will, yeah, it's literally the same thing. I like the red look though. Might be coming into some issues here. So what I mean by we might be coming into some issues is, so you would have to use this motor mount. So that's where a sliding motor mount would be good. Either way, I'm going to weigh this as a unit because we already did the ESC. Weigh this as a unit, weigh this as a unit. See what we're coming in at here. Okay. So this brushless setup that I want to throw in is coming in at 158.7 grams. The setup that I just took out, 248.3. Now, let's weigh them as a whole. So this is the brushed ESC with the brushed motor setup. 276.2. Now, the brushless ESC, which weighs slightly more, and then the brushless motor setup, 200. So that's basically like a difference of, what was it, 74? 74 grams? Was it 74? 76. A difference of like 76.1 grams. Wow. All right, so this RC would lose some weight just by losing that motor. We're gonna pull the whole drive shaft out here. So I need to get this out of the way. So I can't tell if that's in plastic. Yep, it is. Okay. Little bushing. So put that in the pots tray. So we kind of got that out of the way. Now we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, same exact thing. We got that amount of screws. Gonna go ahead and pop off the shock. And I'll do it on this side, that way I can swing it over like I did last time. Pop that out. And that's loose, that's fine. Go ahead and go after. This looks like it's going to be a little different because I got to pop this piece off. So there's 2 screws on the bumper that hold it to the back brace. See how I'm saying? Now that can swing away once I unscrew these. Got one here, one here, one here, and then there's 3 on the back side, but I'm gonna pop this link right now. Now I'll go ahead and go after the screws. So based upon what I'm seeing here, it looks like we'll still be able to do an upgrade, providing that this is technically the same style. I mean, it's almost as if I don't even need to do an upgrade with that. Let's bring in these diffs. I'm gonna go ahead and pull this bent axle out. Boy, I'm losing all kinds of parts here. This is where I'm gonna show you something. Show you something every 5 seconds here. This is a powerful magnet. Allows me to be able to pick up the fasteners, and the fasteners will stay on the driver. That's why it's in that kit. What I did want to do is I wanted to weigh the differentials. Just had a screw fall out. So I'm just going to grab one of them. I'm going to kind of just take the grease off so it's not unfair. Get extra grams of grease hanging on this diff. Gonna weigh this diff. That differential is coming in at 27.2. We'll weigh it a second time because it seemed to $27.3. Close enough. Now, the upgraded differential, it's on the paper plate. So the upgraded differential, what was this one coming in again? 27 point something? 27.2. The upgraded one comes in at 30. Flat line at 30. Let's put it in the center. Flat line at 30. 30.1. So that may be an upgrade. 27.4. 30, right? Gained some weight. Must have been some grease on my fingers that got on there. 30.2. So what? 3 grams? Alright. So 3 grams. Supposedly it's an upgrade. It does actually look different. The gear actually looks better. This was the better gear. Cups are obviously a different color material. And all I'm trying to do is hopefully get a screw out of this, provided this is going to be the same exact setup. So let's go ahead and grab another paper plate. Actually, you know what? Let's grab this paper plate, because this technically has the pieces already on it. Get you down there. Maybe that'll work. So what happens is your fingers end up getting in the way. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to take this one apart. Take this one apart and get a look inside this one. Because it looks like I'll be using the parts potentially from this one. Potentially. To fix the other one. Man, when upgrades just are not upgrades. These screws appear to be longer. Yeah, they're definitely longer. They're still a fine thread, but they're longer. Alright, uses the same setup, I believe. Oh, it better use the same setup. And it does. Okay, so we're in luck. So I will be able to use... Yeah, I will be able to use that, provided that doesn't snap. That felt pretty tight. Let's see if I can undo this without it snapping. Ooh. I'm not liking how that feels. So, there is the possibility that this one is Loctited. That's a hole that goes all the way through. See, what I don't want is I don't want that screw to snap. It also looks like this screw is actually sitting correct. As if this is more correct than this. Kind of almost does look like that's got a taper. You know that? I said it didn't have a taper in the other video. I might have been wrong. That's a different type of screw, but I just wanted to see. Because it's this screw that goes in there. See that one? That one's definitely sticking out. It's almost as if the countersink isn't enough on that. This one seems more flat. See what I'm saying? I'm going to go ahead and just take one of these screws, which is the same exact screw. And just to see if you can see the difference. See how this one looks like it's sticking up? This one isn't? Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to scavenge the pieces out of this one to go ahead and make that diff great again. Don't laugh at that, man. Something wrong with you. So I'm going to have to go get some heat. So I got to clean this up. I got to get some heat. And I want to heat this little screw here. So that also means I got to grab my... Actually, does this work? Yeah, I think that'll work. I'm just worried. I'm worried that that's going to snap off. It's the only reason why I'm heating it. Alright, so I'll be back. I gotta go get my fire. Alright, took me a little bit to get my fire. Got two different forms of fire. We got this right here. This is called the mag torch. This is a nice little one. Usually fires on the first click. It's got a nice little flame to it. This is the Burns-O-Matic, which usually is second and third click. Yeah. So the Burns-O-Matic is nice. I think I just might turn it down because thing's gonna fire up my fingers. So the intent was to heat this up because I'm feeling like that is going to potentially be an issue like it was with the other one. So I'm going to heat up right on that screw head. That I'm hoping is going to be enough. Ah, look at that. Nice. That came out nice and easy. Just like it should. Perfect. And it did have Loctite on it. Absolutely. I can see, I believe, the white residual. That is a pretty long screw. I don't think the other screw was that long. Alright, so this, I'm not going to use the gear. All I literally needed was that just one screw. So I'll put that down. I do want my magnet back. Oh. The magnet is so stinking powerful. Look at that. Wow. Oh, jeez. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. This magnet is stinking powerful, man. Alright. Put that back on my driver. So we are using this gear and this, right? Because this gear, that's the hot one. Just want to make sure I'm using the right gears here. So I'm going to use this gear And I am going to use the screw that I just took out. This one. Now let's make sure that this actually works, because if this screw bottoms out too quick, that could cause, and it doesn't, and this one doesn't go all the way. Alright. The only thing though, you know what? I shouldn't have said that yet, that we're going to use that gear. Reason being is because that was one of the things I think I said I wanted to check. It seemed as though between this gear and this gear, let's just check this screw, see if it sits flat. See, it doesn't. See how it sticks up? Look at that. See how that sticks up? And this gear, watch it stick up. See, this one doesn't stick up. See that? This gear also seems thicker. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go against things. And I'm going to take the original gear that's the upgrade. That's going to stay over there. And I'm going to go ahead and use, it's not the downgrade, but I'm going to use the other gear over here. Grab the shim. It really seems like that needs like an O-ring, but it doesn't look like an O-ring would really fit in there. I'm going to go ahead and put this gear on here. See if, and I'm going to put it together without grease. Just want to see if I'm right. Will the binding be gone now that I changed out this sun gear? Hand tighten. I'm not going to over crank. Very sloppy. Wicked sloppy. Look how sloppy that is, man. That's super sloppy. What's this one? Yeah, this one's super sloppy too. Alright. So let's just go ahead and slap this back together. And I'm only putting this together. This is a whole waste of time kind of temporary thing, but just putting this back together to see if I'm right about that little sun gear. See if we get any binding with this being put back together. See, that's how I was supposed to do it. Boy, you gotta be careful, man. Don't want to over torque these. And it's still bound up. Alright, so it's still bound. Not as locked, it's not as locked, but it is still bound. So now I am going to have to pull this apart and see if those cross pieces are the problem. The crossbars on the gears inside. So so small I can't even grab it. There we go. Okay. It's got shims and everything in there. Now, what I was curious of was the flat, or is there no flat? There's a flat there. That flat might not have been aligned. You know that? I think I may have just seen it. That flat was not aligned. Oh my god, this is so tiny. Alright. So what I'm gonna do, got the flat facing up. I'm going to make sure that the flat on this one is facing down. Oh my god, this is so small. Alright, so there it is. So that is now facing down. Ah, look at that. Oh, I can't grab that. Or can I? It's that side. No, it's not that side. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, look at that. It was that side. I didn't even notice. Okay. Make sure that that flat is facing up. Man, this is some tiny work here. Rotate it. Flat is not facing up. Now it is. See? I don't know if you can see in there. Now I'll grab this one. Now I believe that is correct. It may have been. May have been improper installation. Boy, is this tough. Just for now, I'm going to do this, just the two outside ones. Not two outside ones, you know what I'm talking about. Opposing. Two outside. Let's go do two outside ones. Nope. Still bad. Real bad. So the tolerances somehow, somewhere on here are wrong, I think. Actually. Nope. Yeah. This would be good as a rear diff. If this had a gasket, the gasket would fix that. just because I'm curious, I just want to see how hard it is just to pop this case piece off. Just want to see if these will... Ah, scared. Scared! Damn it. Alright, well, this is going to turn into like a 45-minute video here, because I am going to go after the other side just to have a look. Because there's binding on this, I know that a shim or a Diff seal would take that away. But what I want to do now is I want to get to the other side. Man, it's like this is milled down 1 millimeter too much. But that literally would solve it. A gasket would solve this issue. That does actually key in. Look at that. It's got little nubs. So it's like seemingly they have some right idea here. Just curious. Just want to see. Ah, I have to fire that up. See, that screw's sticking out too. That screw's sticking out. Alright. Well, unfortunately, I don't feel like in the allotted time I have a resolve. The only potential way to, I think, solve the issue with this would be if I could introduce a gasket to it. If I could introduce a gasket to it, the gasket would allow a little bit more gear freedom. I feel that's what's going on with this particular diff, is that the freedom of the gear just isn't enough. It also does appear as though the fasteners that they used for this gear works, but not for this gear. And I was thinking like maybe the gear was just thicker. So I switched that sun gear and it did not make a difference. Good amount of slop. Good amount of slop, man. Like, not good. I'm joking when I say a good amount. It's a bad amount of slop. In something that's supposed to be an upgrade. I'm gonna fix this gear right now. The way I'm gonna fix it is I'm going to go ahead and pull this off, clean it up, and I'm going to use sandpaper. I'm going to put sandpaper on a flat surface, and I'm going to sand the back of the gear to see if that works. So anyways, this is RC Guy Garage. This is a very long, drawn-out series. This is part 2 of the Rlaarlo upgrade kind of deal, where, you know, me buying, or thinking that I was buying upgrades, it technically is kind of turning not into that. Now, could I go ahead and go through the whole process of contacting them and saying, hey, you know, the diff that you sent me, one of them is junk? I could, and in a normal situation, that's probably what you should do. But the thing is that should you have to? And just because I'm coming across this issue doesn't mean that you're going to come across this issue. This just could be bad luck for me. You know, there's that term, stuff happens. So anyways, RC Guy Garage. I am out here in the mobile trailer trash series here. This is the trailer trash series, and so far I'm just coming across issues. So yeah, We're getting there, though. What are you doing?